Solving one-step inequalities. The sum of x and 3 is less than 8. We are going to translate that to the sum of x and 3 is less than 8. From here, we are going to solve like we would an equation. The only difference is I put a dotted line down the less than or the inequality sign. I'm trying to get x by itself, so I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides. That's going to give me x is less than 5. To graph it, I am going to put 5 in the middle of my number line because that is the number I am comparing x to. This is going to be an open circle. If x is less than 5, it cannot be equal to 5, but it could be equal to anything to the less than or the left side of 5. 5 subtracted from m is more than negative 11. So we're going to take m, we're going to subtract 5 from that. This is going to be more than negative 11. To solve, I am going to add 5 to both sides of my inequality, and it's going to give me m is greater than negative 6. I'm going to put negative 6 in the middle of my number line because that is the number we're comparing m to. This is going to be an open circle. It can't be negative 6. It has to be more than negative 6. So I'm going to shade everything to the right side. The difference of b and 1/2, so b minus 1/2, that's the difference of b and 1/2, is at most. So this is greater than or equal to 3/4. To solve, I'm going to add 1/2 to both sides of my inequality, and I get b is less than or equal to 5/4, or you could say 1 1/4. I am going to put 1 1/4 in the middle of my number line. That is the same as 5/4. Then I have 1 1/2, 1 3/4, 2, 1, 3/4, and 1/2. From here, I am going to shade in. This is going to be a closed circle because it can be equal to 5/4 or 1 1/4, and I'm going to shade to the left-hand side. Very wobbly, apparently. 10 added by n is greater than or equal to 12. So 10 added by n is greater than or equal to 12. From here, I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. That's going to give me n is greater than or equal to 2. When I graph this is going to be a closed circle because it can equal to, and I'm going to shade to the right-hand side on my number line. Now we're going to translate and graph each of these sentences here. You do not need to worry about set builder notation right now. Start with the first one. The sum of a number x and 17 is no less than 26. So we have x plus 17, no less than. That means it has to be greater than or equal to 26. To solve, we are going to subtract 17 on both sides, and we're going to get x is greater than or equal to 9. To graph, I'm going to put 9 in the center of my number line because I am comparing x to 9. It can equal 9, so this is going to be a closed circle, and we're going to shade to the greater than side, the right side, for this answer. This means that x can equal 9.5, 10, 11, anything bigger here. It's an infinite number of solutions. Twice a number x minus 4 is less than 3 times the number. So from here we have twice the number x minus 4 is less than 3 times the number x. To solve this, we have a variable on both sides, so we need to move the variable all to one side. And that's going to give me -4 is less than 1x. Now what I'm going to do here, because we're used to graphing with the variable on the left, is I'm just going to rewrite this as x is greater than -4. So -4 is less than x, and x is greater than -4 is the same thing. It's just easier to graph it when the variable is on the left. So I'm going to put -4 in the middle of my number line. This is going to be an open circle, and I'm going to shade to the greater than sign here. 12 is at least a number x decreased by 7. So 12 is at least, so greater than or equal to, x decreased by 7. To solve, I am going to add 7 to both sides. This is going to give me 19 is greater than or equal to x. For ease of graphing, I am going to rewrite this as x is less than or equal to 19. 19 goes in the center of my number line. This is a closed circle, and we are going to shade to the left hand or the less than side here. Eight plus 4 times a number is greater than 5 times the number. I have a variable on both sides, so I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides. It's going to give me 8 is greater than x. Again, I'm going to rewrite this. X is less than 8. 8 goes in the middle. This is an open circle because x cannot be equal to 8, and I am going to shade on the less than side of the number line.